Welcome to another Robot Varnack making video. This week's video is how to make a phony hollowed out book. So get yourself an old thick book that you want to make hollow and we'll show you how to do it. Get an old out-of-date book is best, so it's old information that you no longer need. And before you cut up your book, look through it. Sometimes people leave money hidden in books, so before you check the book to see if there's nothing valuable in there. The next thing you'll need is some wax paper. An old cereal box liner works good. So get an old cereal liner and make it flat. So to make the hollow book, you put the material inside the book. You want to be able to open the book when you're done. So you want one side of the book to be waterproof. You're waterproofing the book so it'll stand up to the glue process. So use some cellophane tape. This is a sample book, so I don't really care about the cover. You want to make sure water does not get inside there. Now you'll notice that the edges of the book are all sealed from the glue process, so when you paint with the glue, it won't close the book. So check to make sure all the book is covered, waterproofed, so it looks okay. Now we'll get a couple of hand screws so that you can keep the book closed for the next step. So carefully put the book inside the hand screws. And the thing about hand screws is if you want to put pressure on the middle and the top of the book, so use the rear clamp to keep the jaws tight in the front to put tension on the front of the book. So you want the cover to be under more tension than the back. So once it's done, it'll be sealed like that. Now the book won't open, but now you're ready for the next step to make your hollow book. This part can get messy, so you want to have something to cover your space with. So use some watered down glue and an ordinary chip brush, and now you paint the glue on the book to seal the pages shut. You also need access to a large bandsaw to cut the book out and actually do the hollowing. So paint all around the edges of the book. get it on the. Large old textbooks work well for this. Some people use them to make hollow spaces for firearms, and a good book about maybe 2-3 inches thick would be just right for that. But this is a small book, so this is more of a sample test book for the video here. But of course, you have something large you want to hide in the book, you have to use a larger book. For example, an old unabridged dictionary is about, what, 3-4 inches thick. You can make like a little box of valuables in an old unabridged dictionary. So inspect the edges. You want the book to appear natural, so don't have any big gobs of glue. You want the pages to be sealed shut, so the book will never open again normally. It'll be hollowed out. So make sure, yeah, like this, there's a big gob of glue there. You want to smooth all that out. Wipe off any excess glue, because once it dries out, you're not going to take it out again. You're going to leave it there. You want the pages to look normal, like it's a regular book. Notice how I'm dabbing off excess glue to keep it from gobbing up on the book, to keep it smooth, nice and smooth. Nice and smooth, that's the way to do it. And the wax paper or plastic liner from the old cereal box will keep the cover from being glued together. So keep the pages nice and smooth. You want it to look like a regular book. When the glue dries, it'll be like appear more natural. And the hand screws will keep the glue from, as the water expands the paper, you want the hand screws to maintain the book under tension to dry properly. Okay, the glue has dried, so take the book out of the clamp. And of course, when you choose to do this, use a book that'll fit in well with your personal library. So if you're doing this for home security, you want the book to blend into your library collection. So if a crook does come into your home, they won't see an unusual book in your home. And if you're using it for a firearm, decide which hand you want to use to take the firearm out of the book. If you decide to make a pattern for a firearm, for example, to put the pattern which hand, if you're right or left-handed, to allow for that too. So now the next step is to cut the book out of its binding. So now you want the book to be out of the binding, so you'll have the binding separately. Now in this case I'm just going to make a square pattern. Now it's to the bandsaw to make the book hollow. Okay, now we're at the bandsaw. We're going to make the book hollow. Make your cut from the binding side. Is hollow. Now after you cut the book, make the book hollow with the bandsaw, you want to smooth off the rough edges, so use some heavy sandpaper like 40 grit to smooth out the edges before gluing it in. Remember, you want to make the entry cut in the middle so you won't see any funny gaps on the sides of the book when it's on your shelf, on your bookshelf. And a good way to remove those pencil marks is to use some plastic eraser to remove the pencil mark. So the hollowed out book looks a little nicer when it's on your shelf. Of course, never tell anybody which book is the secret book. You don't want to reveal your secret. You want to be able to keep it hidden. Of course, if you want to use it for like home protection, that's why it's important if you use it for a firearm, to make sure if you want to grab into it right away, if you're going to be right or left-handed, so you have it ready to go in a home protection situation. Now you're ready for the next step, is gluing it back into the binding. So we'll put the book back the way it was so it looks normal. So put a good gob of a lot of glue onto the binding. Also put a lot of glue in and put the book back the way it would appear as though it were a real book. Allow for the sagging. Some larger books the pages will sag. You want to maintain the original appearance of the book when it was sagging on the shelf, where you'll see the bottom of the page sag. This is a smaller book, so it doesn't sag as much. Then take a damp rag and wipe off the excess glue. Remember, you want the book to look authentic, like it's a real book sitting on the shelf in your library or bookcase. And remember, choose a book that will fit well in your collection, so if a burglar comes into your home and they see a strange book that looks out of place, they might be drawn to it. So choose a book that fits into your collection. So now you'll see some people put like a little strip of cloth, thin cloth material, because once the glue dries, the new hinge point will be hinging here. So you want to make sure there's no glue. You might want to put the piece of plastic back so the glue won't dry in the book. Wipe off any excess glue. While you have the book open, it's a good idea to wipe off the excess glue from inside the book too before you set it aside to dry. Some people will paint the books inside and make like little dioramas in there too. Of course, this is just an example. You're free to make your book any way you like. But smooth it out. It's easier to get the glue out while it's wet instead of when it's dry. And put the plastic so when it's hinging here the glue will dry and not disrupt the book from opening and closing. Now once you have the book in a good position to dry and looks okay, take a look and make sure it looks all okay for drying. And put some weight on it and let it dry. And now that the glue should be dry, let's see how the book functions. As you can see, the book looks okay. It looks like a real solid book. You can see how it fits together nicely. Who knows, maybe the person who this book once belonged to is watching. Let me know in the comments if this was you, or you never know. It's a small world out there. As you can see, the book works like it should, like it's a real solid book. And when it's put on the bookcase, it'll look just right, like it's a real solid book. I'll come again next time for another Robot Varnick video where you'll never know what to see next week. That's all for now. Goodbye.